Hey guys, welcome to Friday streaming part 2. Before I switch this over, I should, make myself, ready, put in my earphones, get music ready to play. I'm a professional. Let's see, what do I want to listen to? Let's listen. Okay. I guess we'll start that. All right. All right. So, this is what we're working on today, or today. This stream. I used to streaming a couple times in a day. So we did this earlier today. This original character, Nightfall. Last week we did our robot samurai detective, Shadow Knight. So now we're getting through my commission list, and now we're doing this. I guess you can call her original character. I don't know the whole story with this character. I don't fully know. Obviously, she's inspired in, modeled after JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But I'm pretty sure this is either an original character or some kind of mashup character, where it's like a character from another franchise in the style of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I don't know. I didn't ask. Maybe I should have. But here we are. So as you can see, I've drawn this a little bit different than my own style. I try to mimic the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure style. And now we're going to ink it. The opacity just a tad here. Let's actually jump into this here. Not quite sure where I want to start, honestly. Do I want to start with the lines or the black? Let's start with the lines and we see where we go from there. Okay, I think I want to block out these blacks. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to get done on stream here. I want to get at least the inks done. But if I can work fast enough, I might be able to at least get all the flat colors in. That's probably about it. Took me about 2 hours, 2.5 hours to color this piece earlier today. So let's just say it takes 2 hours to color this one. And I'm already been, let's see, so it takes me another half hour to finish inking here, maybe another hour. It's a 3-hour stream. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. Especially since I've already done about a 2.5-hour stream today. You can do it. I hope so. We'll see. Do my best. Also, welcome, Sideways. How you doing? How's your Friday night treating you? Putting in the hours. I guess I am. I mean, I'd be doing this anyway, whether I was on stream or not. I've had these commissions hanging over my head for about 2 months now, 2.5 months. So I gotta get these done. And once I finish this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more on my list to get through. which is way better than the 17 I had on my list. So I'm almost through my list. Oh, excuse me. The sooner I get through my list, the sooner I can concentrate just on comics. Who am I kidding? I'll probably just take on some more commissions. Gotta pay the bills. Looks like all the major blacks. Oh, I mean, don't be too impressed. Like, those 17 on my list I've been getting through over months. Like, I've not been going fast enough. I'm going to work on comics tomorrow and try to get a couple pages completely toned up. And then maybe we'll get yep, 2 for 1. So I don't know. I looked into the Stream Boss thing, Matthew. I don't know. What went wrong exactly, but for whatever reason, when you did your donation, I'm assuming you weren't logged in as your Twitch ID, and so that's why it did damage against your old version of you. Instead of healing you, because I did have healing on. I double checked after the stream, so healing was on. So whatever, again, I don't know if you were logged into your Twitch account when you went to Streamlabs to donate, or if or what. But that's the same reason why it says Matthew there instead of your Twitch name. Because you're it wasn't the donation didn't seem like it didn't go under your Twitch name. I don't know if that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. So I'm trying to draw in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures art style of the anime slash the manga. And I think I got the drawing down, or at least I'm close. But really what's going to be tough to pull this off is when I get down to the coloring. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to match the coloring style. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So are you still at work, Matt? I mean, I guess you don't have to tell me. I know you mentioned you might be working in the last stream. Recruit training folders. I don't know what that means, but that's okay. I mean, I know what, recruit and training and folders mean. But, in context, I don't know what that means. But that's okay. I don't need to. How about you, Sideways? Are you, other than watching me, are you up to anything? I see. And you worked so late doing that stuff? That's not a normal 9 to 5 job? Again, you don't have to tell me. You don't need to give out any information you don't want to on stream. The whole world can see this, so don't say anything that you don't want the whole world to know. I see. Very cool. You're working on your pull list, Sideways? Any books you have excited on your pull list? That was a weird sentence. Are you excited about any books on your pull list? Whenever I'm streaming, I feel like my brain only half works. I say things weird. King Kong ain't got nothing on you. Alright. This isn't your first time on the internet. I trust you know what you're doing. Oh, House of X and Powers of X. Or Powers, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of hype for the new X books. I hope they're good. In all honesty, I'm probably gonna just wait until the books come out and see what everyone says. And then either pick up the books myself, or maybe I'll trade weight them, or maybe I'll just get them off of Comixology. Thing is, like, with the X-Men books, like, the last time I was really excited about the X-Men story was Second Coming, when Hope came back. Like, I loved that story arc. And then I kept reading for a while and kind of stopped caring. Then they were like, oh, Bendis is gonna now write, so it's gonna be good again, and it was okay. So I haven't really cared about the X-Men in a while. So hopefully Hickman's run is gonna be great. Okay, so Powers is good. Okay, that's good to know. I feel like there's so many comic book writers nowadays that just are guilty of Chekhov's gun, and they just put so much into their books that just completely meaningless. Or like you'll see something and you think it's building up to something, and then it builds up to nothing. Or it's never mentioned again, you just kind of forget about it. Oh, I do love the X-Men's time travel garbage. It's so convoluted and I love it. Even though I'm sure the way these books started are fantastic. Probably still gonna wait to see how either the um, man, talking's hard. Till the stories either like conclude or get close to the end. Because, man, I tell you, there have been so many great comics in the last, oh, I don't even know, 5 years that have started off amazing. And the books start off and I am psyched and I am hyped and I am just ready to just go all in with the stories. And then they forget how to end the book. Or how to end the story. They're just like, yeah, we had all these great ideas, and none of that's going to pay off, and here's the ending. So I've always felt really gypped when I get thrown into these books. I'm really psyched for the book, and then the story fizzles at the end, and feels like I wasted all my time. Batman, Harley, Guardians. Let's see, is that that Spider-Man? Is it the Amazing Spider-Man with Ryan Otley as the artist? I need to pick those up. Ryan Otley is one of my favorite artists. What is obviously Deceased is a DC book. What's that one about? I have not been following my DC. So Deceased is like a zombie book. Okay. Interesting. Is it kind of like is it like Marvel Zombies in that it's a non-canon story, or is this happening in universe? Or I don't know how to describe it with DC being a multiverse. Like in the main continuity, I guess you can say. It is an Elseworlds. Okay. Interesting. I feel like DC doesn't take advantage of the fact they have a multiverse enough. I mean, I guess they kind of do, because they have all those new lines books, like the Zoom and the ink and the black labels. I think if they really wanted to, they can really tell some awesome stories and not worry about continuity at all. Yeah, they do keep restarting everything, but that's kind of where I'm at. Like, why restart things when you have a multiverse? Like, if you want to start a new continuity, just start a new universe. You know, if continuity starts getting convoluted in Earth 3, start Earth 42, and now start a whole new continuity. You don't need to restart the universe, you just take a break from the universe you're in, and let's go to another universe. Let's peek in over here, see what's happening in this universe. You don't need to restart anything. They're still there. They're still doing their thing. That's fine. We're just not going to look at them for a while. Let's go look at this universe. Yeah, all their imprints are kind of varying in size. Like, I'm pretty sure the ink line are like manga sized. So if you want to like bag and board them, that's not gonna. I mean, I guess they'll technically fit in a bag, but those bags aren't built for like manga sized stuff. Let's see. Yeah, say no to reboots. We don't need to reboot it. We have a multiverse. Just go to another universe. And then whenever you're the audience is like, hey, we kind of missed that old universe, you just say, oh, well, that's always been there. Let's go back. Let's go back to that old universe and we'll just see what they've been up to. No restarting, no, you don't have to erase anyone, you don't have to erase any continuity. You just step away and step back whenever you feel like you want to. Yeah, I actually heard there's a YouTube channel I watch called Comic Tropes, and yeah, he did a whole episode on Immortal Hulk and how that one is just like crushing it, like really messing with what you think of, what and how you think of the Hulk. But that's what trades are for, and what Comixology is for. Can always, if you miss out when it first comes out, you can always either get the digital or get the trade when it comes out. Like, sure, if you're a collector, that's not as practical, but if you just want to read the stories, no worries. It kind of rhymes. Oh yeah, Sideways, do you know the Immortal Hulk? The kind of premise behind that one? So I don't know everything either because I'm not reading it, but from what I understand is the gamma rays has made Hulk immortal, like literally cannot die. And not only has it made him immortal, but all gamma irradiated characters. So like Samson has like come back from the dead, and I can't remember everyone now, but so yeah, basically all the gamma irradiated characters are immortal, but like they're not immortal in like the Highlander way. They're immortal in that like their body gets destroyed, but they won't die from it, and their body kind of like regenerates and all that stuff. And it's very body horror-ish, just general horror-ish. So like what makes the story interesting in general, where most superhero stories you're worried about your hero, like how are they going to get out of this one? Are they going to survive this? How are they going to save the day? That tension is taken away because you know Hulk is immortal. Whatever peril he's in, it doesn't matter because he's going to be okay. Or maybe okay is not the right word. He's going to be, he's going to live through it. And so the tension in the story comes from other sources. At least that's how I understand it. Again, I haven't read it. And correct me if I got any of that wrong. There, Matt. Oh, you didn't read it either? Yeah, I think I might be mistaken, but I think it's kind of like a result or an answer to like is it Civil War II when Hawkeye kills Hulk? I think that this is how they bring the Hulk back, but without making it super convoluted. So they were able to get Hulk to come back, but then also tell a really different type of story that you've never been able to tell before with the Hulk. And I saw the art is gorgeous. But it's like very, very creepy. So like it's very much like body horror, Cronenberg style stuff. So if that's your jam, you'll probably really like it. Me, I'm not much of a scary guy, so despite the fact that it sounds like a really fascinating take on the Hulk, I probably won't read it, because I am a scaredy baby pants. And this is so different than how I normally draw. But what do you guys think so far? Despite being so different, is it looking all right? She haunts your dreams. She wasn't that scary. Unless she haunts your dreams for other reasons. Oh yeah, yeah, those covers are great. The interior art's great too. Yeah, I do have a lot of negative space right now, just because I haven't drawn in the lines, like especially around the sleeve. That's gonna mostly go away. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure doesn't really have a lot of negative space. Excuse me. Even though I do always like the look of that, like Chris Somney's work is always awesome. Darwin Cook, he's a good amount of negative space. Obviously, Mike Mignola, his negative space is fantastic. So I love the use of negative space, but the art style I'm mimicking today doesn't really use a lot of it. I just started off by putting in the blacks, so there's a lot of negative space right now. Yep, I'm gonna color it. I'm going to attempt to at least be in the ballpark for the coloring style, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off. I'm not as good as the artist I'm trying to mimic, so we'll see. Like the artist, the creator and artist for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, his name escapes me right now, so forgive me on that. But he is such a great illustrator. He actually designed a bunch of Louis Vuitton clothing and then used his JoJo Bizarre Adventure characters to advertise the clothing. It's a manga / anime. It's about the Joestar family and their weird adventures, and it gets weird. But so they're called JoJo because their last name is Joestar, and the first name of the main character always starts with a Jo. So like I guess I should also explain this part. So the comic, the manga / anime is broken into different sections, and each section is a different generation of Joestars. So the first story arc, the main hero is Jonathan Joestar, and then the second story arc is Joseph Joestar, and then the third story arc is Jotaro Joestar. And I don't know who the fourth one is. And then the fifth story arc, I believe it's Jolene Joestar. So their main so the main protagonist of every story arc is Joestar, or a JoJo. So that's why it's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They have some bizarre adventures. It's a lot of like supernatural stuff, I guess. I guess we should be more specific on the bizarreness. Like the first story, all I've read is like the first volume of the first story arc, and that involves Aztec god masks that turn people into vampires. So just to give you a flavor of what JoJo's is all about. I've not seen the third Stranger Things. Honestly, I loved the first one. The second one was okay, but it left me so flat that I didn't really even care that a third one came out. So I haven't really watched it. I'm assuming you have since you brought it up. Yeah, like I said, the first one is fantastic. It is, without a doubt, one of the best series ever produced. It's just fantastic. But the second one, I don't know, it was fine. Like it wasn't bad. I wasn't like angry, or I wasn't like, oh, this is so dumb. But by the end of it, I was like, okay. It just left me real flat. So didn't really care about the third one. But you say it's better than season 2. Okay. I might check it out then. I also have had a lot on my plate trying to catch up wise. Like I had to watch Evangelion. Then I had to get caught up on Game of Thrones. Speaking of disappointing. No, I didn't petition it. And even though Game of Thrones last season was objectively very bad, definitely not worth petitioning to remake it. If they don't care enough to make it right the first time, you think they're going to make it any better the second time? No one wants to be there anymore. Everyone's done. But speaking of Chekhov's gun, that series as a whole, but definitely the 8th season was just... They were just failing left and right with Chekhov's gun. Well, you're right. I agree. Generally, it ended the way it should have in the way that events happened, right? So, yeah. So that all of that stuff happened. It should have happened that way, give or take. I have some things I think I'd prefer to have happened instead. But what makes it bad isn't the fact that isn't what happened, it's how they executed the story. Like when I saying Chekhov's gun, the literary concept of Chekhov's gun is if you show a gun in the first act of a play, that gun must be fired by the third act. And if it's not, then it's useless and should not be in the play. And that's what was happening all over the place with Game of Thrones. They kept introducing ideas saying, hey, this is a thing. We're making a point to tell you that this is a thing, and then instantly forgetting that it ever happened. So it's not the event specifically, it's the writing and the execution of the story that makes it bad. Like, there was no reason for Daenerys to go berserk when she did. I keep using this as a joke. If they established the very beginning of the series that Daenerys just hates bells and she can't stand the sound of bells, and then it just sends her into a rage, and then fast forward to that last episode, and that bell was ringing and it just sent her into a rage, that would have made sense. But yeah, it was in her blood. That doesn't make it. That's a cop out. The whole series was spent showing that your bloodline didn't matter. It was your actions that mattered. You know, with the whole Jon Snow being treated like a bastard, but rising to power. You know, his bastard birth, even though that was overturned in the last season, but you know, no one knew that. But despite that, he kept succeeding, gaining respect. So it was established for a long time in the series that blood didn't matter. And it was demonstrated too, like she can be ruthless, but never without reason. Like there was not one time in the story where she just snapped and just started killing people for no reason. Yeah, see, I just don't agree. Guess we have to agree to disagree. I know it wasn't the bells, that's why it was a joke. Like, I know the bells didn't actually set her off. But it seems like it did, because battle was won, everyone was just like, yeah, this is fine. And then the bells started ringing, and then she got real mad and decided to burn everything down. Like, if she really, truly wanted to be ruler of the Seven Kingdoms, she had won. She had already accomplished her goal. There was no point in burning it down. But after she'd won, she decided, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. No reason. It's true. Yeah, you're right. She didn't have to. That's the whole thing. Like she had her being ruthless. She was precedented for, but she was never. She was never prone to irrational bouts of rage. If she did something ruthless, it was calculated and planned. Like the soldiers, like she gave everyone a chance to surrender. The soldiers didn't. She had already had a plan that anyone who didn't surrender, she was going to burn. They didn't surrender. She executed her plan. It was thought out, premeditated, sure, ruthless, and horrible, and monstrous, but not a sudden fit of rage, I guess. Yeah, but that's true. Well, see, this is the problem with that. That, like, sure, they could have surrendered before, and they did kill her best friend. Like, yes, I agree with all that. However, if that was her plan, if she was just like, okay, I'm gonna burn this city down, why did she waste time not doing that? It's the thing, like, if that was her plan, she just should have done it. But instead, she went through the process of a strategic attack, strategic invasion, and then the soldiers surrendered, battle was won, everything was over, and then she decided, now's the time for berserker rage. And that's why it's so hard for me to believe it. If she just went into the city just burning it all down right off the bat, I'd be like, this is her plan. Good, bad, or ugly, that's her plan. Okay. But that wasn't the plan going in. So it was clearly an irrational, spur of the moment decision, and she has not done that before. So that's why I felt really out of character. Yeah, I mean, I guess. It still feels really weak. If that's the honest characterization motivation, that was a weird sentence. If that's the actual motivation of the character, it's weak. Because for 7.5 seasons, she kept saying, "I'm going to be the queen of the 7 kingdoms," and in that moment, she was. The army surrendered. She had the city. The kingdoms were hers. And then after that, she decided to burn everything down. So my actual point is that if that's what they wanted to happen, I don't see any problem narratively or the theme to have that be. It just should have been written better so that it made more internal sense, or internal logic, internal consistency. Explain more. You mean the characterization and stuff that I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay. So when Daenerys is invading, before, okay, so for the all the seasons leading up to that, it was well established that Daenerys is totally okay with ruthless measures, crucifying, the nobles, massacring. I'm talking today. Murdering all the slave owners, wiping them off the face of the earth, just ruthless tactics. That's well established. So if that's the direction you want to go, that's fine. But you have to make her, one, seem like she is a threat, a genuine threat. And throughout the entire series, even though she might be prone to really vindictive and monstrous actions, she was never unreasonable. She would always listen to her advisors, even if she disagreed. She didn't surround herself with yes men. She surrounded herself with advisors that challenged her. She realized she couldn't do it alone, and if she was going to do a good job, she needed people that she can trust, that would challenge her to do what's best. And so even though she's did bad things, she was never actually she was never the bad guy-ish, comparatively to Cersei, where Cersei was just a straight up, at the very end, talking this last season, she blew up the church, the whatever they called it. She blew that up and basically seized control with an iron fist. She was just as authoritarian as you can possibly get. If someone stood in the way of Daenerys, her first reaction wasn't wipe them off the face of the earth. She talked to all of her enemies first. Cersei straight up plotted to have everyone murdered at the same time and eliminate all opposition without even basically ruling with an iron fist. So we have the person on the throne is a straight up dictator. And not just like a dictator the way like, yeah, a king is an authoritarian, but like straight up ruling out of fear. What is that a link to? But going on, so like, so the people should have, well, and the people hated her. So she was, the people hated her. She was shown to rule through fear. And then Daenerys shows up. The people should have easily been like, oh, here comes a liberator. We're gonna, just like all the other cities that she walked into, the people should have welcomed her with big, wide open arms. So that's the scenario we are in. If we want to make Daenerys the bad guy, we have to make her seem worse we can't just say that she's scary and bad and evil, which is what happened. Everyone, like Varys and literally everyone was just like, oh, she's unstable, she's not going to be a good queen. But we don't see that she's not going to be a bad queen. They don't do anything to show that she's unstable, or any more unstable than any other ruler we've dealt with. Like, yeah, she's killed a bunch of people that went against her, but, like, you know, so did Ned Stark. So we have to establish why she is crazy and bad, in particular, even more crazy and bad than Cersei. And then, so I don't know exactly how you would do that. I'm doing this on the fly here. And then once you establish that Daenerys is going off the deep end, and because of her actions, everyone is questioning whether or not she should be queen. Then when she goes off the deep end and decides to burn the city, it doesn't feel like it's out of left field. And that is basically how I would handle it. So maybe do something with, you know, Jon Snow a little bit more. And when it does come to actually killing Daenerys, don't, like, that was the lamest thing. If you're going to have her be a mad queen, don't just have her softly stabbed while she's making out with her boyfriend. Like, that's lame. It's super lame. But basically, that at least, the very least, season 8 should have been at least 10 episodes long. And then if they wanted to tell that story proper, they should have had at least 2 more seasons after it, if not 3. Actually make it mean something. Yeah, well, you know, the way I would imagine, again, you know, I'm not a TV writer over here, but you know, if you're gonna have her actually be, you know, a mad queen, have her going berserk, and in the frenzy of it, you know, if you have to have Jon Snow put her down, have that impossible choice. Like, he can't let any more innocents get burned. But he doesn't want to hurt her. But he has to make a choice what's more important, and he chooses the people. And so then have some cool, epic, like, Jon Snow versus a dragon riding Daenerys battle, and have Jon Snow end the dragon and and Daenerys in a super epic, awesome battle. At least it would have, I would speak for myself, at least would have felt something when it happened, other than bored. Also, I feel like they were really grasping at the end when Tyrion is like, oh, who has a better story than Bran? just about everyone else sitting there, especially Jon Snow. Sorry, I feel like I'm getting a little wound up. I can shut up if you guys don't want to talk about this anymore. Yeah, that was supposed to be an emotional moment, and I didn't care. And I think that's really my bottom line is they could have done everything that they actually did in the final season. They could have kept all of that in if they just wrote it better and had to set it up better, and then had the payoff be what actually happened. It would have actually felt like it was supposed to happen. It was natural, and that's the way the story was supposed to go. Instead, it just felt like we need to wrap this up, so this is the ending we want. Now everyone rush to that ending. I mean, I guess you can say it's been about Bran, but the only reason I disagree is I feel like the show was telling us the story was about Bran instead of showing us that it was about Bran. If I had to pick, say, what was Game of Thrones about, or who was it about, it would toss up between it's either about Daenerys or about Jon Snow. Or I guess you can say both. Fire and ice and all that. Because those are the characters we spend the most time with in this series. I felt more bad for the actor that played Bran. It's like, okay, you have to be in this series till the end, but you could never walk, and you're just gonna stare off into space at every scene you have. That's what you're gonna do for the next 5 seasons, 6 seasons. I mean, I guess I wouldn't complain too much. I'd be collecting a pretty good paycheck for just sitting and staring, but still. If I was hired to do a comic book of just circles, sure, that'd be an easy paycheck, but, I'd rather actually draw instead of... I'm sure he probably actually would have wanted to act. Yeah, I heard those same rumors. I heard 3 more seasons, so that would have made it 8, 9, 10. That would have been up to 10. I don't think, to answer your question, Sideways, I don't think just a couple more episodes would have helped. Because they were doing so much at the end. They weren't thinking about story or pacing. Well, they were thinking story in context of, we need to get to this ending. We know what the ending is. We have to get there. So what do we have to tell? What do we have to do to get everyone into these places to get to that ending. And they're like, okay, go. So it didn't feel natural because people were just doing things and it didn't feel like it was what they actually would do. And they were just introducing ideas because that idea had to be introduced to have the next part make sense. And it just felt out of nowhere. Like, there was no reason whatsoever that they had to reveal who Jon Snow was. That was meaningless. It didn't do anything. And so they just felt like, hey, we need a Fhagon. Who can Fhagon be? We'll make it Jon Snow, so we'll just reveal it. And then, okay, check that off. We're not going to do anything with it? That's fine. We checked the box. We're done. We're good. Move on. Yeah, I heard the same thing with seasons. I was just answering Sideways, who said, do you think just a couple more episodes would have helped? It would have helped, but it would not have solved the problem. Alright, I think this is inked. Alright, I gotta look up some references of the coloring style for JoJo here so I can try to mimic that. Let's see. See, the problem is there's a lot of fan art here. Let's see. I guess I'll just look for... This might serve as a good reference. Hopefully the image is big enough. It is. So just so you guys see what I'm looking at, I'm going to have this on my other screen so you guys won't see it while I work, but I'm going to drag this over here so you guys can see. So this is going to be my reference. This is some of the illustrated color illustrations from JoJo's. So it has a very ink wash, watercolory feel. So I'm probably going to use my blending brush a lot. Probably a little bit of my watercolor brushes. I'm not even sure I can fully mimic this. This is just so good. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll do my best. Yeah, I guess I can see a kind of a Street Fighter look to it. that kind of Capcom-ish style. Do I want to just start with a base color and work from there? Or do I want to just paint this as if it was actually painting it? Who knows? What am I doing? Are you guys even watching me? I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe if this has color or texture. Channel my inner Udon. And Udon has some good illustrators working for them. So this character's blonde, so I'm gonna give her some good golden hair here. Let's create a mask first. I don't know if Mark Brooks was. Because I could be mistaken, but I think Udon's a Canadian company. I mean, I guess, I don't know, is Mark Brooks Canadian? E-Honda. I can never use E-Honda. I was always a Ryu or a Guile guy. How long have we been doing this for? Let's see. Hour and a half? Oh, we're making pretty good time. Alright. I'll be right here when you get back. That's not quite what I want. Closer. I think that's what I want. Back with a question to look at. Alright, what question am I looking at? Are we talking originals? Which games are we talking here? Or are we talking just franchise as a whole, individual games? All right, so if we can compare the original the original Mortal Kombat with Street Fighter 2, I would say Street Fighter 2 wins on that front. If we talk sequels, I like Mortal Kombat 3 way better than like Street Fighter Alpha. Although Street Fighter Alpha is really good. Sorry, I'm looking at my references here. Whole series, probably Ooh, that's tough. I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat is a better game series because I like the world and mythology of Mortal Kombat more than Street Fighter. Street Fighter doesn't really have much going on as far as story. I mean, it's there, but I think Mortal Kombat has a much richer mythology. Oh no! This is her hair too. I messed up. It's fine. Franchise as a whole. I like Mortal Kombat's movies better, and I like their TV show. I know a lot of people make fun of it, but I liked it. I do like Street Fighter's animes, though. I don't know. Franchise as a whole, I don't know. Oh, I thought we were just comparing Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Oh man, Primal Rage! I love Primal Rage! It was awful, but I loved it. See, I did like Killer Instinct a lot too. I didn't really get into Tekken. I didn't really like Tekken. I know that a lot of people would passionately disagree with me, but I just never got into Tekken. Yeah, I always like the farting moves too. Now, what do you guys feel about Soul Calibur? Yeah, Spawn, what was that? Soul Calibur 2? I played the original Soul Blade on the PlayStation. Oh man, that game is so good. Alright guys, I need your opinion here. So, well, speaking of bouncing, what about Dead or Alive? Alright, hold on. So I need you guys' opinion real quick. I gotta shrink this a little bit. Or maybe... So am I being too textured with my brush here? I don't know if I can... Can I get these side by side here? If we kind of compare what I'm doing with the hair here compared to some of the illustrations, you guys think I'm mimicking this style okay? Do you think I'm way off? What are your guys' opinion? I'm out of water. See, I think I might be too textured with my brush. I might need to smooth this out a little bit. I don't know, what do you guys think? Alright, so more depth in the colors. Alright. Yeah, I mean, these are just two examples here. We got, you know, some of them are a little bit smoother in the painting style, and some of them are a little rougher. But they all have like these. You can see the wet coloring here. So that's what I'm trying to capture with this style that I'm doing. So kind of see the texture, kind of see the wet and wet mixing. Oh, is it a visor? No, the person who commissioned this specifically wanted to reference Jotaro here, the guy with the green. His hat and hair, it's ambiguous where his hat ends and his hair begins. So they wanted a similar thing going on here. So it's not really a visor, it's just kind of ambiguous about the hair and the hat. All right. Yeah, I'm not really concerned with the color, just the styling. I want the style to feel like it's like I'm in the same vein of JoJo's here. Better than the pick. Okay. I don't know if I believe that, but I will happily take the compliment. Alright, I'm in there with the style wise. Okay. So one good thing about taking on commissions, like I could easily just be doing this commission. Like, they did not ask for me to mimic the style of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is kind of a choice I'm making. But you know, I get to, since I get to make these choices, I can use this as an excuse to try different techniques, or try to learn from another artist's style. Like, I would never consider drawing in this style on my own, but it's such a distinct style. Like, when I had the opportunity was here to draw it in this style, like, I almost felt like I had to. You know, just to kind of push my own boundaries, becoming a better artist. Well, I appreciate you guys giving me your opinions. Again, one of the advantages to streaming, I can, if I'm unsure about something, I can ask the chat, see if I'm even in the ballpark. Let's do the eyes. Well, thank you, Sideways. Gotta keep pushing myself, or else I'm gonna stagnate. Which I feel like I do anyway, but how does he do eyes? Mostly keeps it at the top. Let's see, a lot of these JoJo characters have crazy colored lips, so let's see. What colored lips should I give her? What if we did purple? Let's do purple. So how many of you guys am I going to see tomorrow for the Superman stream? I'm going to start around probably 4:30 Eastern Time. Somewhere between 4 and 4:30. Green might work. I think you're right, Matt. Let's do green because her hair's yellow, her eyes are blue. Yellow and blue make green. Let's do that. Let's see. Hey, Gothic Lolita Angel, welcome back. What are you up to? Oh man, I don't know why you guys watch me. I cannot talk. What are you up to tonight, Gothic Lolita Angel? Doing some coloring, awesome. Is the illustration just for yourself, or is it for something specific? It's for yourself? Cool. Sure hope the person who commissioned this doesn't mind me giving her crazy green lips. The reference I have... The reference I have is does not give eye color or lip color. So it's kind of on my own here. Good. I'm happy to hear it's coming out good. Oh, were you talking about my art? I thought you were talking about your own art. Jotaro is a guy. Now this character I'm drawing, though, is not Jotaro, even though it's inspired by Jotaro with the hat. Yeah, Jotaro's pretty beefy. I've read the first chapter, or not the first chapter, the first volume of the first story arc of JoJo's. So I have a lot more to read. They were not lying when they said it's a bizarre adventure, that's for sure. I think you're asking questions that don't have answers there, Matt. That's the one problem I have with the character I'm drawing right now. He specifically asked that I make their hat work like Jotaro's. But the problem is, the hat is going to be blue and her hair is blonde. So I tried explaining to them why Jotaro's works, and because the hair is the same color, and they didn't really care. Not that they didn't care, but I'm paraphrasing, but they pretty much said, tough, just do it. They weren't mean about it, to be clear, but still. Yeah, Jotaro and Spike are nothing alike, personality-wise. See, I haven't gotten to the third story arc. I don't, other than just appearances, I don't know anything about Jotaro. I didn't even know he smoked. I don't think you can know what JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is about by reading Wikipedia pages. Like, sure, the Wikipedia will tell you what happens, but I don't think you'll know what happens. I think it's something you have to experience. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, wow, it's almost 11. Ooh. I almost want to keep her face just looking like this pale face with brightly colored eyes and lips. Let's see, let's get a good color here. So we're going to keep, because there's always a big streak of white on their face. I think I'm going to keep it white right there. Yeah, with the coloring, I'm just looking at. I don't know if you came in too late after I did this. So I have a picture here of some examples of their faces, and I'm just kind of looking at how it's done and trying to mimic that. So since all those illustrations I just showed, they're all done traditionally. So the white areas are just done by leaving out sections. So it's kind of where I'm starting here is just kind of deciding where I want the color to be, leaving out areas where I don't want any color. Then I'm going to start mixing in different colors to get different skin tones. Because our skin isn't just one color. If you actually look at your skin, you see like different reds, greens. Reds, purples. Oh yeah, JoJo's is masculine, the capital M. Let's see, let's get our... I guess this purple will work. Yeah, too purple. Hey, Green Counts made it. This character is, I don't even know how to describe it. Somewhere between a mashup character / original character. It's a mashup, definitely of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I think Lori Loud? Is that a show? No, it's supposed to be... The name of the character that was given to me is Lori Joestar, and I think it's supposed to be a mashup of Lori Loud and Jotaro Joestar, I think. Let's get some yellow in here. What do you think? For those of you who know JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, am I doing the art style any justice here? Too yellow. Ah, that's too pink. There we are. Hey! Welcome, welcome. Man, you guys are all joining me now that I'm 2.5 hours in. I'm glad you guys are joining me. When I started, I didn't think anyone was going to be here. Come on, what are you doing, computer? Let's save this before I lose it. Just saw my notification. Oh boy. Do you think there's anything I can do better to make sure my notifications get seen in a more timely manner? Or is it just the way the cookie crumbles? Always takes more time to get. All right. As long as there's, excuse me, as long as there isn't anything I can do better. Because if I can do something better, I want to do it. I want to do things better. So I'm always open to. It's too yellow. I'm always open to suggestions. I picked the wrong thing here. Oh, something right. Trying to mix a little bit of green in here. You'd be surprised how much green is actually in our skin, color-wise. Can personally text you all. I wonder if I can set something like that up. I mean, of course, I want to have the time to personally set you up, but maybe I can set some automated thing or personally text you and let you know Shono is streaming. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. I'm sorry you missed the stream earlier today. This is I colored this on stream yesterday. It feels like yesterday, but earlier today. I was hoping you'd be able to see me work on it a bit, but it is what it is. Alright. So I need your guys' opinion. Look at her face the way I have it painted. Would you guys say let's move this over here. Make this a little bit smaller. This over like this. What do you guys think? Am I in the ballpark? Does this styling look the same? I mean, it's never going to be exactly the same because I'm not this artist. I'm not as good as this artist. So I'm using different tools than this artist. Like this is all traditional art. I'm doing it digital. So the fact that I can't get it exactly the same, putting it over here, does it look the same? Am I being faithful to the style? What's your guys' opinion? Oh, the bus was late for you. Sorry to hear that. But I am very close. What's everyone else think? I'll just kind of scroll back and forth so you guys can see different renditions. And you can kind of see how his style changed over the years. Definitely used different tools for inking. Probably his scales changed a little bit. Like this is much smoother than this over here. Okay, good approximation. Okay. Yeah, maybe I can make this less white. Because, like, I mean, oh, it is pretty white there. But this isn't as stark white. Although this is almost pure white here. That's not pure white, though it is close. That gets into the pure white range. It's a hint of purple in there. So, alright. Well, if you guys think I'm in the ballpark, then let's keep on keeping on. looking over on my monitor over here, the colors look so much more saturated looking on this screen here than my tablet monitor. I don't know if that's something I should be concerned about or not. I think what I might do, looking on this monitor, it looks like the cheek is a little too green here, so I'm gonna deaden that a little bit. Well, not deaden it, but get that to be a little bit more brown. Mix in just a little bit of pink. Yeah, that's still not too much. All right. I think. Let's see. For about 2.5 hours. How are you guys feeling? You guys want to watch a little bit more? You guys ready to wind down your nights? Working on a Shono tribute. Oh boy. Oh man, you're pulling a double? More is always better. Okay. I look forward to seeing it. Alright, I think I'm calling her face done. Let's do... Alright, this is what I think I'm gonna do. We're gonna... Let's do her jacket and hat, because they're supposed to be about the same color. And then I think I'm gonna call it a night after that. So we'll do, this is what we'll do. We'll either finish the jacket or wait until 11:45, whichever comes first. Some purple eyeshadow. I think you might be right. Let's take a look here. Let me look at my reference here. Okay, I can be convinced. Or, Gothic Lolita Angel, you still in the chat? You still hanging out? Guess she headed out. That's cool. That's fine. Yeah. I think you're right about that eyeshadow. That works. Especially with the green lips. I think that works pretty well. I really feel like the way I'm doing this piece, I'm really working without a safety net. Like usually, like let's use the piece I did earlier today. So usually I do all the flats, and then I copy the flat layer, and then I do all the color rendering on top of that. And whenever I make a mistake, I can always go back to the original here, the original flats, or even use the flats for selection. Like I can select a flat area much faster, but I'm not doing that with this piece. Let's save that just in case. I'm not doing flats. I'm not doing multiple layers. I'm just painting straight in, and it's a little nerve-wracking. Only not that I can't undo anything, but I can't just select an area real quick, like if I had the flats in. Oh, definitely. I don't think it ruins it. For sure. Like the purple. Hey, we got a new follower. So welcome. Let's see if I can say this right. Anato-chan? Hello from Russia. Well, the jacket and the hat are going to be the same color. So since I'm going to be working in the same color palette, I'm going to just select everything. Hey, Zombie Possum's lurking in there too. Welcome, welcome everyone. Got a hoppin' Friday night stream happening here. Thanks everyone for spending your Friday night with me. So if you guys are going to be around tomorrow, around 4:30 Eastern time, I'm going to be streaming again. This time though, I'm not going to be on camera. I'm not going to be talking to you guys. I'm going to be playing the Superman radio show. and I'm going to be working on the next issue of Shadows of Oblivion. So you can watch me work on comics, listen to Superman fight the KKK, because that's what tomorrow's story arc is going to be all about. And yeah, it'll be fun. So I think the next Superman arc is I think it's about 4 to 4.5 hours long. So I'll probably go from about, let's just say I start late, because I always do. Start up like 4:30. I'll probably stream until about 9 tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, I hope to see you guys tomorrow. I know a lot of people like, talking to me. They don't like it when I have the microphone off, and that's fine. But I think it's nice every now and again just to listen to some old stories and enjoy some artwork. Especially those old Superman stories. If you guys were listening last week, I really enjoy them. The acting is fantastic. I love the Foley work. Their language is a little dated, but I think that's part of the charm. I love the commercials. I think it's just a lot of fun. Alright. Alright, so it's kind of a... Hold on, let me look at the character I'm actually drawing. So it's like a royal blue here. Oh, 98 followers too. I guess I should also say, if I want to do something to celebrate 100 followers once I get there, I think I'm going to do another request stream like I did when I got affiliate status. So once we reach 100 followers, I think we'll do that in the stream. Let's go to the world. And if you guys really like the Superman radio show, we can always branch out, because I know there was a Blue Beetle radio show, there was a Phantom radio show, there was the Shadow radio show. So if you guys like the Superman one, but you kind of get tired of Superman, you want to branch out, we can totally get some more of those superhero radio shows. There were a lot of those back in the 40s, early 50s. And most of them, if not all of them, are in the public domain now, so I can just post them, broadcast them while I draw without any issues. I know Sideways, you're a fan of Blue Beetle. I don't know about the rest of you guys, how you feel about Phantom or Blue Beetle or any of that stuff. Yep. Are you guys still with me? Did I freeze up here? Okay. Okay, you did lose me for a sec. Okay. I thought it was weird that no one was responding. Alright. So I think I'm just about done here. This coat. And like I said, once I'm done with this, I think I'm going to call it done. I've streamed for almost 3 hours. Streamed for almost 3 hours earlier today. I think 6 hours of streaming a day. That's probably enough, right? Boo, push the all-nighter. No, I'm saving shadows for tomorrow. Still, I gotta do her stars and her shirt. But last thing I'll do today before we call it a night is do my name. What am I doing? Oh, okay. Oh, I got way more done than I thought I was going to tonight. I thought I was just going to get the inks done and that's it, but now we got the inks, got probably a little over half of the colors. And I'm going to ask you guys one last time, just for my own sanity here. So if we can compare here, original JoJo art to my style here. Am I in the ballpark? What's most important is, am I in the ballpark, and does it look like I'm being faithful to the original style? If the answer is yes, then I am happy. If the answer is no, tell me why not? Yes and yes. Very good. Okay. I will take it. Alright, we'll move this back over here. Alright, guys. I want to say a huge thank you for spending your Friday night with me. I really appreciate it. You made tonight fun. I was saying earlier today, it's working all by myself in the studio doing illustrations. It can get lonely. It can drive me crazy. It needs more cowbell. You're probably not wrong. I think I need to put. How can I put in cowbell? I'll worry about that later. But yeah, thank you guys. Because otherwise, I'd just be sitting here by myself watching stupid YouTube videos. And it's much nicer to talk to you guys. So I'm really grateful that you guys came and spend your night with me. Like I said, tomorrow between 4 and 4:30, if you follow me on social media, you have all the links are down below. So just follow me. I'll give you about a 15-minute heads up before I start things up, but it's going to be around 4:30, and then it's going to go until about 8:30, 9, maybe a little bit later. I think it's 16 episodes, maybe 18 episodes at 15 minutes a pop. So that's going to be 4 to 4.5 hours. So So yeah, if you can't join me right at 4:30, that's fine. I'm going to be going until 8:30, 9:30. So just stop in whenever you can. Is that all? Is that all the things I'm supposed to say at the end of these things? I'll probably do a stream on Sunday too. Probably not for as long as these have been, but I'll probably pop in for a little bit. And I think that's all I have to say tonight. So I'm going to switch over here. There we are. So I want to say thank you to my patrons. You guys make this all possible. And if you want to be a patron, links below. The URL is also on the screen right now. You can get early access to my comics and digital downloads and access to my process, all that fun stuff. So, yeah. Thank you all, guys. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Hey, actually, let's see. Is there anyone to raid? Bob Ross doesn't need to get raided. That's fine. All right, so we're just going to call it quits. So, again, thank you to everyone. I hope to see most of you tomorrow. And have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. All right, bye, guys.